Man, listen, ain't no chariot of Israel crashing to the earth. All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four quarters of the earth, pushing his truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to do a quick response to this video here. Okay, Esau keeps insisting that a UFO crashed around, basically crashed to the earth, and that it was so big they had to build a building around it. Now, okay, 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And a part of how we overcome not being ignorant of Satan's devices is knowing who our enemy is. Esau is known for being deceptive. Now, we know about the chariots of Israel, okay? The chariots of Israel, okay? The chariots of Israel, if you will, are spiritual vehicles. Now, for those who don't know what the chariots of Israel are, okay? The chariots of Israel is basically what the world calls UFOs, okay? They are what the world ignorantly calls UFOs, okay? And according to the Holy Scriptures, all right, angels of the Lord travel around in those vehicles. They travel around in what the world calls UFOs, and they look like so-called black men. And that's according to Ezekiel, the first chapter. Now and again, these are so-called UFOs, what the Bible calls the chariots of Israel, or a flying roll, or the clouds, a wheel within a wheel, a pillar of fire by day. Okay, these so-called UFOs, and we say so-called UFOs because they're not unidentified flying vehicles or unidentified flying objects. Okay, they have been identified in the Holy Scriptures as chariots, the chariots of the Heavenly Father. Okay, and these are spiritual vehicles. And it's impossible for these spiritual vehicles, which the angels travel in, to crash to the earth. It's impossible. They're spiritual vehicles, okay? They can materialize. These so-called UFOs can materialize. They can dematerialize. They can teleport. They can fly. They can hover around the sun. They can hover on the moon. They can hover on the sun. Okay? They can go through objects. They can go as far underwater as possible. They can turn invisible. They can go into other dimensions at any point. How the fuck is something like that going to crash to the earth? These vehicles can open motherfucking portals, for crying out loud. Open portals just to go to other parts of the universe. How the fuck is a spiritual vehicle like that going to crash to the earth? Because these Edomites, the self-proclaimed white man, starting with the so-called elites who call themselves Rockefellers, trickling down to the rest of their nation, the people, your biblical Edomites, okay? They're full of shit, man. Okay? And they always got these little bullshit ass cover stories. You know, the UFO crashed to the earth. Ain't no vehicle, ain't no spiritual vehicle going to crash to the earth, man. Okay? These spiritual vehicles, the chariots of Israel, okay, they're not like your carnal vehicles here on earth that was made by man's hands. These vehicles here on earth will crash to the ground. Airplanes will crash to the earth. Jets will crash to the earth. But a so-called UFO could never crash to the earth. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Is on to the next one.